It started, like many political storms these days, with a single tweet. At 6:42 a.m., Elon Musk posted from his personal account, "This new proposal is garbage. Crony politics at its worst." He didn't name names. He didn't need to. Everyone knew he was referring to the latest Trump-backed tech bill, one that promised American innovation dominance, but quietly funneled billions to a few hand-picked firms with close ties to the former president. Within minutes, #GarbageBill was trending. White House insiders scrambled. Lobbyists ducked. But it was Donald J. Trump himself who responded first, and fastest, not through a press release or a campaign statement, but through Truth Social. Elon Musk is just mad because he didn't get a seat at the table. Sad. Loser energy. The internet exploded. Journalists raised eyebrows. Lawmakers groaned. But it was just the beginning. What came next wasn't just a political spat, it was a digital firestorm that exposed backroom deals, personal vendettas, and a power struggle between two of the most influential men in the country. Elon didn't take long to reply. By 8:17 a.m., he quote-posted Trump's jab with a 3-word response that went viral instantly, "You're 77. Grow up." The post racked up 12 million views in under an hour. Screenshots were everywhere, CNN, Fox, Reddit, even TikTok. Commentators began dissecting every syllable. Some called it bold. Others, reckless. But one thing was clear, this wasn't going to cool off anytime soon. Trump's camp, furious, released an official statement just an hour later. Elon Musk, who begged us for influence during our administration, is now attacking from the sidelines like a bitter ex. He doesn't build, he buys. And then he ruins. Minutes later, Trump doubled down on Truth Social. This guy couldn't run a lemonade stand without taxpayer subsidies. Overrated clown. Behind closed doors, Republican advisors were begging Trump to stop. "It's not worth it," one aide reportedly said. "You're giving him exactly what he wants." But Trump wouldn't stop. Not this time. He was convinced Elon was plotting something bigger than just a tweet. And he was right. While Trump fumed on Truth Social, Elon was already 10 steps ahead. In a private call with his inner circle that afternoon, Elon laid it out plainly, this isn't about the tweet. It's about control. He's trying to corner tech, again. I'm not letting that happen. 2 hours later, SpaceX's PR team quietly filed a press release. Elon would be hosting a Tech Independent Summit in Austin the following week, with a hand-picked roster of AI leaders, startup founders, and, crucially, several Republican donors who'd grown tired of Trump's erratic style. Musk wasn't just tweeting. He was building a coalition. Meanwhile, in Mar-a-Lago, Trump had his own war room humming. Who the hell does he think he is? Trump ranted. He wants to run the country through Silicon Valley. Steve Bannon, watching the clips roll in, shook his head and muttered, "You've finally met someone who knows how to use the crowd better than you." The next morning, Fox News ran the headline, "Elon challenges Trump's tech agenda, Battle of the Billionaires escalates," but behind the curtain, it wasn't just about tech anymore. It was about legacy. Influence. And who America would listen to when the next crisis came. By Thursday, the shockwaves had reached Washington. Senator Cassidy, a moderate Republican from Louisiana, surprised everyone when he went on record, "Frankly, Elon's right. This bill is bloated. It's not about innovation, it's about rewarding old allies." That statement cracked the dam. By nightfall, 3 more senators quietly pulled their co-sponsorship from the Trump-backed tech bill. Lobbyists were now hedging their bets, unsure whether sticking with Trump was still the safest path. Meanwhile, Elon wasn't slowing down. He tweeted a link to leaked internal documents, copies of early drafts of the bill, complete with handwritten notes from Trump's former chief of staff suggesting preferred contractors. Transparency. "You're welcome," Elon posted, with a smirking emoji. The internet went berserk. MSNBC analysts were calling it one of the most strategic takedowns we've seen in a decade. At Mar-a-Lago, Trump was pacing. If he thinks tech bros can run the country, he snapped, he should try running a debate. Let's see who wins in front of America. That night, Trump publicly challenged Elon Musk to a live televised debate on the future of American innovation. Twitter, and every cable network, exploded. Elon didn't respond. Not yet. Elon let the challenge simmer. For nearly 24 hours, he said nothing. The media frenzy only grew. Was he ignoring Trump? Dodging? Planning something? Then, just after 7 p.m. on Friday, he finally broke the silence. Elon posted a short video, just 15 seconds long. Standing in front of a Tesla prototype, dressed in a black tee and holding a coffee cup, he looked directly at the camera and said, "Donald, I accept. One condition, no scripts. Just truth." The clip ended with one word on the screen, live. It was all anyone could talk about. Within the hour, hashtags like hashtag Musk vs. Trump, hashtag TechClash, and hashtag TruthOnlyDebate dominated every platform. Major networks scrambled to secure broadcasting rights. CNN and Fox were reportedly offering seven-figure deals. Joe Rogan offered his studio for neutral ground. Even Lex Fridman threw in a bid. The Trump campaign responded with bluster, posting, "We'll be ready. Hope he doesn't glitch when the pressure's on. Like his cars." But behind closed doors, Trump's team was nervous. Musk was unpredictable, sharp and, worst of all, unbothered. He had facts. Data. Followers that didn't care about tradition. And while Trump prepared zingers and one-liners, Elon started prepping something else. 2 days before the scheduled debate, Elon made another move, this one far more calculated than a video. At exactly 8 a.m., he posted a link to a sleek, interactive website titled, "Inside the Bill, What They Didn't Want You to See." It was a bombshell. The site broke down the entire Trump-backed tech bill, line by line, showing exactly where billions were being allocated. It highlighted obscure firms with no public record, suspicious consulting fees, and executive ties to former Trump officials. Even conservative-leaning watchdog groups began sharing it. The headline from the Wall Street Journal that afternoon read, "Musk drops receipts, Trump's tech bill under fire from all sides," but Elon didn't stop there. He hosted a live stream with a panel of whistleblowers, former federal contractors and tech insiders, who detailed how certain parts of the bill had been modified after closed-door meetings at Trump properties. "This is what I mean by garbage," Elon said calmly on the stream. "And I'm not afraid to call it what it is." At Mar-a-Lago, chaos erupted. Trump's advisors scrambled to prepare counterattacks. They accused Elon of manipulation, of tech elitism, and of running a personal vendetta tour. But privately, Trump was shaken. He turned to his inner circle and said, "If I lose the narrative, I lose everything." And for the first time in years, he didn't control the narrative. Trump's war room went into overdrive. They booked interviews, lined up loyal pundits, and pushed talking points across every conservative outlet. "Elon's just mad he isn't in charge. This is Silicon Valley trying to run America. He's a billionaire with a chip on his shoulder." But the more they pushed, the worse it got. Polls began shifting. Independent voters, especially younger ones, started siding with Musk. Even some traditional Republican donors quietly distanced themselves from the bill. A PAC that had pledged $5 million toward its passage suddenly froze funding, pending further review. In private, Trump was furious. "He's not even a politician," he barked. "And he's turning the party against me." Advisors urged him to focus on the debate. "Win the debate, and you win the people," they said. But Trump had other ideas. He wanted to humiliate Elon, not just beat him. He ordered a team to dig into Musk's past. Old tweets. Lawsuits. Business failures. Anything they could spin. That night, Trump posted on Truth Social, "Let's see if Elon answers for all the people he's fired, the rockets that exploded, and the millions lost in crypto. He's a real genius, just ask the SEC." The gloves were off. But Elon, ever calm, tweeted a single sentence, "Debate prep going well. I'll bring facts. Hope he brings more than noise." The stage was set. The world watched. Streaming platforms crashed. Every major network had pre-debate panels running for hours. Even ESPN chimed in with a mock tale of the tape, comparing Elon's net worth to Trump's poll numbers. The venue was a neutral auditorium in Austin, modern, minimalist, with 2 identical podiums, no flashy backdrops, and one rule agreed upon by both camps: no notes. No aids. No interruptions. Just answers. At 8 p.m. sharp, the lights dimmed. The moderator, a respected journalist with no party ties, welcomed the crowd. "Tonight isn't about titles. It's about truth." Trump walked out first to loud cheers, wearing his signature navy suit and red tie. He waved, pointed at the crowd, and mouthed, "We're gonna win." Then Elon stepped on stage, no tie, just a charcoal blazer over a black shirt. He nodded once, barely smiled. The tension was electric. "First question, Mr. Musk, you called the bill garbage. Why?" Elon didn't hesitate. He cited 14 different budget line items in under 2 minutes, by memory. He named companies, contracts, timelines. Then looked at Trump and added, "Either you didn't read it. Or you did. And approved it anyway." Gasps echoed. Trump smirked. "You think facts make you smart? I made America rich. I made you rich." Elon responded, voice flat, "You made noise. I made rockets." The moderator could barely keep control. The audience was locked in. As the debate continued, it was clear, Trump had come for a show. Elon came for a takedown. But no one expected what would happen in the final round. The last question of the night was simple, and devastating: what does leadership mean to you? Trump went first. "It means strength. Winning. Being feared. I took a country on the brink and made it boom. Everyone wanted a piece of us again. That's leadership. Not coding in a hoodie." The crowd roared. His base loved it. But the room wasn't entirely his anymore. Then Elon stepped up to his mic. He paused. Looked out over the crowd. "Leadership isn't about fear. It's about building what outlives you. It's about asking hard questions, admitting when you're wrong, and surrounding yourself with people smarter than you." Then he turned to Trump, calm as ever. "You built a brand. I'm trying to build a future. You want power. I want progress. That's the difference." The room fell silent. Even some of Trump's supporters shifted uncomfortably. And just before the moderator could close the debate, Elon added, "If you want someone to entertain you, vote for him. If you want someone to outthink China, protect your data, and get us to Mars before 2030, I'm your guy." The moderator thanked them both, but the night didn't need a closing statement. The internet already had its verdict. Clips of Elon's final answer flooded TikTok and YouTube. Hashtags like #BuildVersusBrand and #ElonEndedIt were trending by midnight. Even late-night hosts, usually careful with both men, said the same thing: Trump showed up for a fight. Elon showed up with a blueprint. By sunrise, the political landscape had shifted. Polls released just hours after the debate showed a stunning swing, especially among independents and younger conservatives. One headline from Politico read, "Musk wins minds, Trump loses grip, donors took notice." 3 major backers of Trump's tech initiative publicly withdrew support, citing lack of clarity and accountability. Meanwhile, venture capital firms began reaching out to Elon's newly formed tech coalition, eager to invest in alternatives. Even some GOP strategists began floating a phrase no one dared say aloud before: what if Elon runs? At Mar-a-Lago, Trump was silent. No morning posts. No press conferences. Just a closed-door meeting with his inner circle and a furious question repeated over and over: how the hell did we let a guy with no party win the party? Elon, meanwhile, didn't celebrate. He posted a simple message that morning: not here to run for office. Just here to stop the nonsense. But the world didn't believe him. A week later, a PAC called Future Forward Now filed paperwork in multiple states, with no candidate named. Just a logo, a stylized X orbiting a globe. Commentators began to whisper. The White House issued a vague statement about welcoming all voices. And behind closed doors, both parties started gaming out scenarios for a political wildcard unlike any they'd ever faced. Because Elon Musk hadn't just won a debate. He'd changed the conversation.